This is Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Sylverstein. And the first one we're going to read is called Sick. Amor, would you sit right down here? I cannot go to school today, said little Peggy Ann McKay. I have the measles and the mumps, a gash, a rash, and purple bumps. My mouth is wet, my throat is dry. I'm going blind in my right eye. My toenails are as big as rocks. I've counted 16 chicken pox. And there's one more, that's 17. And don't you think my face looks green? My leg is cut. My eyes are blue. I think it might be instamatic flu. I cough and sneeze and gasp and choke. I'm sure that my left leg is broke. My hip hurts when I move my chin. My belly button's caving in. My back is wrenched, my ankle sprained, my appendix pains each time it rains. My nose is cold, my toes are numb, I have a sliver in my thumb. My neck is stiff, my voice is weak. I hardly whisper when I speak. My tongue is filling up my mouth, I think my hair is falling out. My elbows bent, my spine ain't straight, my temperature is 108. My brain is shrunk, I cannot hear. There is a hole inside my ear. I have a hangnail, and my heart is...
No.
What? What's that you say? You say today is Saturday? Goodbye, I'm going out to play.
Really?
Yay.
I love that.
So this is called The Dirtiest Man in the World.
Oh.
Oh, I'm Dirty Dan, the world's dirtiest man. I've never taken a shower. I can't see my shirt. It's so covered with dirt, and my ears have enough to grow flowers. But the water's a little too hot, or else it's a little too cold. I'm musty and dusty and patchy and scratchy and mangy and covered with mold. But the water is always a little too hot, or else it's a little too cold. I live in a pen with 5 hogs and a hen and 3 squizzly lizards who creep in a bed, and they itch as I squirm and I twitch in the cruddy old sheets that I sleep in. If you look down my throat with a flashlight, you'd note that my insides were coated with rust. I creak when I walk and I squeak when I talk, and each time I sneeze, I blow dust. The thought of a towel and some soap makes me howl. And when people have something to tell me, they don't come and tell it. They stand back and yell it. I think they're afraid they might smell me. The bed bugs that leap on me sing me to sleep, and the garbage flies buzz keeps me awake. They're the best friends I've found, and I fear they might drown, so I never go near a lake. Each morning at 9, I sit down to dine with the termites who live in my chair, and I joke with the bats and have intimate chats with the cooties who crawl through my hair. I'd brighten my life if I just found a wife, but I just fear that that never will be. Until I can find a girl, kind, gentle and kind, with a beautiful face and a sensitive mind, with sparkles and wrinkles, and who glistens and shines, and who's almost as dirty as me. The end. This is Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Sylverstein. This is Sarah, Cynthia, Sylvia Stout would not take the garbage out. Sarah, Cynthia, Sylvia Stout would not take the garbage out. She'd scour the pots and scrape the pans, candy the yams, and spice the hams, and though her daddy would scream and shout, she simply would not take the garbage out. And so it piled up to the ceilings, coffee grounds, potato peelings, brown bananas, rotten peas, chunks of sour cottage cheese. It filled the can, it covered the floor, it cracked the window, and it blocked the door with bacon rinds and chicken bones, drippy ends of ice cream cones, prune pits, peach pits, orange peel, gloppy glumps of cold oatmeal, pizza crusts and withered greens, soggy beans and tangerines, crusts of black-burned butter toast, gristly bits of beefy roasts. The garbage rolled on down the hall. It raised the roof. It broke the wall. Greasy napkins, cookie crumbs, globs of gooey bubble gum, cellophane from green bologna, rubbery, blubbery macaroni, peanut butter caked and dry, curdled milk and crusts of pie, moldy melons, dried up mustard, eggshell mixed with lemon custard, cold French fries and rancid meat, yellow lumps of cream of wheat. At last the garbage reached so high that it touched the sky, and all the neighbors moved away, and none of her friends would come and play, and finally, Sarah Cynthia Stout said, "Okay, I'll take the garbage out." But then, of course, it was too late. The garbage had reached across the state from New York to the Golden Gate.
What?
And there in the garbage she did hate, poor Sarah met her awful fate that I cannot right now relate because the hour is much too late. But children, remember Sarah Stout and always take the garbage.
Ow. Okay, that's just something to make clear.
Yay!